Y'all need to quit running up on me, bro. Oh, I clipped me. Killing me up at this gas station, bro. What's going down, YouTube? It's your boy Kevion from Kevion Gaming, man. And I have another Grand Theft Auto 4 mod guide for y'all today, all right? So this is going to be a little bit different. This is not just a mod guide, right? I'm going to show you how to downgrade the game, and I'm going to show you how to fully mod GTA 4, all right? So we're going to use the King of the Streets pack to mod GTA 4, okay? So how this is going to work, all right? I gave y'all two options, okay? I gave y'all an automatic downgrader and I gave y'all a manual downgrader, all right? You only pick one, you only use one, okay? I'm gonna show you how to use both, all right? So the manual downgrader is just drag and drop. Automatic downgrader takes a little bit more time, but it also works. I gave you two options, so that way, if one option doesn't work for some crazy reason, you could just use the other option, okay? Before we get into the mods, I just want to tell you all about my Discord, right? So my Discord is a whole community of people, you know, that also mod GTA 4 and GTA 5. Go in there, you can ask for some help if you're having issues with your downgrader. You can contact me in there too, ask me for some help, right? You can go in, people share different weapon mods and things like that, player model clothes and stuff like that you can find in there. So I'm gonna make sure to leave a link to that down below for you. All right, another thing I need to tell you about is my Patreon, right? So on my Patreon, I'm gonna be dropping mods. So I make custom like player model clothes for Nico and Louise. All right, so for example, here are these shoes, right? You could buy these shoes, right? These are some shoes here. This is the Carhartt pack that I made for Nico, right? So I'm gonna be dropping those, and I also am gonna be dropping different mods as well. All right, I also need to tell you guys, if you want to skip all of this modding, and if you don't like modding and you just want to download the game, jump right into it and start to play, right? You can also subscribe to my Patreon, right? And you get access to my pre-installed King of the Streets pack modded game files, okay? So of course it is not free, but you don't have to sit through a long mod guide to try to figure out how to mod this game, because I know GTA 4 can be frustrating. So you can find a link down below to all of these things I named, okay? Be on the lookout for more mods, right? I have another mod coming up that's similar to the immersive gang war mod that we've been using and the one that we installed in this video, okay? So it's gonna be similar to that, but I just kind of put my own spin on things. So be on the lookout for gameplay of that mod too, all right? Okay, so now the mod guide, all right? So this is how this is gonna go. The first part of this video is gonna be the manual downgrader, all right? I'm gonna show you guys how to use the manual downgrader for GTA 4, and then the second part of the video is going to be me using the automatic downgrader. All right, I'm going to show you guys how to use that one, okay? The manual downgrader is faster to use, all right, and the auto downgrader takes a little bit more time, all right? You're going to spend a little bit more time using that one, but like I said, I gave you these two options just in case one of the options don't work. You have another one you can try out, but I can almost guarantee you these options will work for you guys, all right? So as soon as I am done downgrading the game with the automatic downgrader, I'm gonna start modding GTA 4, all right? So you mod the manual downgraded version of GTA 4 and the automatic downgraded version of GTA 4 the same way, all right? So in the video, you're gonna see me mod the automatic downgraded version of the game, all right? But it's the same way as the manual version. So if you use the manual downgrader, all right, you're gonna mod the game the same way that I'm doing it in the video. So just follow along, okay? Just to kill any confusion that y'all might have, all right? And when I say modding the game, I mean actually adding mods to the game, not the downgrade process, actually adding the player model, the weapons and things like that, okay? All right, so another thing I need to speak on real quick. So one thing y'all may notice is that as I am downgrading and modding GTA 4, right? The King of the Streets pack version that I'm using, it might have less files than what y'all got inside of the King of the Streets pack when y'all downloaded it, okay? When this video is posted. Don't worry about that. Those missing files, okay, are those missing mods, right? Inside of the King of the Streets pack. I'm gonna go over it. If you keep watching, eventually I'll just jump cut to a guide that shows how to install those files that you have in your version, but in the video, it seems like I'm missing. Okay. So for example, in the cars section of the King of the Streets pack, right? You may have 2 extra folders there that in the video I don't. So don't worry, I'm still gonna go over them, even though it seems like in the video I don't have those. I'm gonna eventually jump cut to a guide that shows you how to install those. Okay. All right, cool. Now, with all that being said, let's finally start the downgrade guide now. Okay. Starting with the manual downgrade. Okay, so first thing I need you to do, even before you download the downgrader pack from me, right? First thing you need to do is turn off your antivirus, okay? So if you're on Windows 11, follow me here. I'm gonna go to this shield in the bottom right corner, right? We're gonna right click on it. Then we're gonna click View Security Dashboard, right? We're gonna go to this shield icon where it says Virus and Threat Protection. You're gonna come down here to Manage Settings. It's gonna be underneath Virus and Threat Protection Settings, okay? Manage Settings. Then you're gonna hit Real-Time Protection. Click that off. All right, that disabled your antivirus. So now you shouldn't have any problems when it comes to downgrading the game automatically or manually, okay? All right, that is done. If you are on Windows 10, it is different for you. So for my Windows 10 people, here inside of my pack, right? If you click this read me, I left instructions for the Windows 10 people to be able to turn off their antivirus. Okay. I think it's there. I haven't been on Windows 10 in like 2 years, so I don't know. But you would open settings, right? You would go to update and security, Windows security, right? You would click virus and threat protection. Under virus and threat protection settings, click manage settings, toggle real-time protection off. All right. So it might look similar to how I just did it. So kind of try to navigate and find your way around. Okay, now so your Windows antivirus is off. You're gonna need a file extractor. All right. So the file extractor that I like to use is BREE. Okay, you can grab it. I'll put a link down below for you guys to get it. You can get it from the Microsoft store as well. But here's a website. I'll make sure to link it down below for y'all. Okay. Okay, so and if you have or use another file extractor like 7-zip or WinRAR, that's fine too. All those work, okay? But for this video, I'm gonna use BREE because a lot of people are new. BREE is easy to use, and I'm trying to stop as many problems from happening as I can, okay? Okay, so now the next program you're gonna need is one called Open4, all right? Open4 is used to mod GTA 4, GTA 5, all Rockstar games, okay? So you're gonna need this one. I will link this down below. You can grab this from the GTA 5 mods website, all right? Okay, so now that those programs are downloaded and installed, the next thing you need is a fresh copy of GTA 4, okay? Now, I was getting comments with people asking me, yo, can I use a pirated or cracked version of the game? I wouldn't do that. I don't know if that works or not, okay? Just grab the game from Steam. It's very cheap. I had more comments asking, can you use Rockstar's launcher? I'm not sure. It should work because the only thing you really need is the directory, okay, for GTA 4. So you need the location where GTA 4 is installed inside of your files, all right? Now we need to find the GTA 4 directory. So the GTA 4 directory is where Grand Theft Auto 4 is installed at in your files on your computer, okay? So that's where we're going to go to mod the game a lot. So on Steam here, right, you want to open up Steam and go to your library at the top, right? You want to find GTA 4 in your games list, and then you want to come over to this manage wheel right here, this wheel, go down to manage, and then click browse local files, okay? So now let me exit out of Steam. It's going to bring up this window. All right, this is not your directory, okay? This is right here, this folder where it says GTA 4, double click in that. Now this is your directory, okay? If you're ever lost as to where your directory is, you're going to see these files right here, GTA IV, play GTA IV, okay? This is how you know you're in your directory when you see these files right here. So where it says comment and manuals and movies, all that type of stuff, that is your GTA 4 directory. All right, so now we got the GTA 4 directory here. Y'all know what that is. Y'all know what that looks like, right? Now we got all those other programs installed, okay? So what we are going to do now is come to the King of the Streets Downgrader pack, right? And we are going to start with the manual downgrader, okay? So this is going to be the quickest option, right? Um, Now we are going to do the automatic downgrader in this video. So I'm going to do it right after we're done modding this game, okay? So the manual downgrader. Now, before you start downgrading this game, all right? Before you start, you need to click this file here. It says before you start downgrade guide. This is very important, all right? If you try to downgrade this game and you don't have the files that are inside of these folders, your mods won't work at all. Nothing in your game will load. Your game might not even downgrade, okay? Your scripts won't work or anything like that. So it's very important. If you are brand new to modding, like you've never modded GTA 4 before, then you have to install these, all right? You have to install these and these right here. Now, if you have modded GTA 4 before and everything was working, but your game broke or something happened like that, 9 times out of 10, you already have these, so you don't need them. But you can still install them again. It won't hurt just to be safe, okay? So for this video, I'm going to install them. I already have them, but I just want to show y'all what to do, right? So we're going to double click here, click yes, right? You're going to see this. Okay, mine's not going to say that. I already have it. So yours is going to say something different than mine, right? Because I already have it. So I'm going to back up off of that, but then you want to go here, direct June, you know, pick the location where you want to extract these files. So it should be your C drive, okay? That's the one that you will click. So here, right? So let's go to public, boom, right? So that's where I installed it. I installed it in C drive, users, and public. Okay, so that's where June goes. Now for this one, the 86 one, same thing. Okay, I already have it, so it's not gonna let me do that. All right, but boom. So there you go. Now you see how that works. That is very, very, very important. Also read these readmes inside of here. All right, if you get lost, confused, or anything like that. All right, so now before you start, those files are inside, they're installed. Those are the requirements that you need to start the mods. So boom, those are in. Now I'm gonna have you guys do the command lines. Okay, so find the resolution of your monitor. Okay, some people have a 1080p monitor. You might be on a 4K monitor. Some people are probably on a 2K monitor. All right, so 1080p monitors, you have to drag and drop this command line into your GTA 4 directory. All right, so you would pick this up and drag and drop it here. I'm not gonna do it right now because my resolution monitor is 2K. So for my people who are on 2K, so that is 2560 by 1440. Come over here, drop this command line in here. Okay, drop it inside your directory. So what that's gonna do is make sure that your game launches in the proper resolution and it won't be all blurry and messed up when you launch the game. You know what I'm saying? If you're on a 4K monitor, then you want to use this one. Now, if you don't know how to find what resolution your monitor is, right, you want to go into the readmes, and I basically gave you a way that you can check what monitor you have. You know what I'm saying? What your monitor resolution is. So kind of read through this, go in and figure out what resolution your monitor is and stuff like that, and then come back, right? But so we did the 2K one, which is this one, all right? Okay, boom. Now it's time to actually downgrade. So we're gonna double click in here, double click 1070. All right. So everything in here has to go inside the directory, okay? You're never going to take everything inside the directory and put it over here. Don't ever do that, okay? Don't never do that. Only take the modded files and bring them over into the directory only. So we're gonna click these 3 right dots at the top. We're gonna hit select all. Then we're gonna grab a file. We're gonna pick it up and drop it into the directory just like that. Now, boom. Now, when this pops up and it asks you, do you want to replace or skip files? You always hit replace, never skip. All right. Boom. Okay. Now your game is downgraded. This is Grand Theft Auto 4 1070 ready to play. So how you launch the game, you never launch it from Steam. You always launch it from the Play GTA IV button inside of the directory, okay? Now, every time you want to play the game, if you don't feel like going all the way inside your directory to find it, you can take this Play GTA IV button, right click on it, you go down here to show more options, right? And then you want to find where it says create shortcut. You click that, and then if you scroll down, you'll see a Play GTA IV shortcut. You can paste this on your desktop. And I have my icons off on my desktop, so it didn't show right now. But if you drag and drop it on your desktop, it'll be there, and you'll be able just to click it and launch the game from your desktop, okay? So you can do that. But now I'm going to click it here, and I'm going to show y'all that it loads up and works for me. So loading the Ballad of Gay Tony. As you can see, we loading in right now. And this is my manual downgrader. So just a straight boom, drag and drop, right? First mission, boom, there's Tony. There's Louise, there's Tony. As you can see, I'm walking around. I got my weapons right here. Now for the scripts, right? So I can already see the drug wars working right here on the map, right? You can tell by these blimps that they work. So let's come here and, matter of fact, let's get in the car because he is going to fail the mission if I were to do that. But let's spawn over here, right? Let's make it daytime. And then let's turn off that radio. But as you can see here, here's the drug wars menu, right? So you can see that the drug war script is working. I'm gonna have to edit that music out. That play right there. But here you go. Right here's the Jamaican gang right here. It's the guy you want to talk to, so you can go up to him, hold E or A. You know, you can ask about a gang, or you can join the gang, right? Ask about want to join one. So let's join one real quick. No weapons. Let's join one. Okay. Oh, Tony car was wrecked. Oh, okay, so the mission failed because I had to go drop off Tony first. But as you can see, the script was working, right? I was just about to go and get jumped in. All right, so I am about to get ready to do the auto downgrader, okay? I just wanted you to know that after I'm done doing the auto downgrader, I am going to start modding Grand Theft Auto 4, all right? So if you did the manual downgrader, you can still follow along as I am modding the auto downgraded version of the game, okay? You mod the game the exact same way. It doesn't matter if you use the manual or auto downgrader, you're going to install the mods the exact same way, okay? So just follow along if you did the manual downgrade, all right? All right, so now I want to show you how to use the automatic downgrader, okay? Make sure you got a new fresh copy of GTA 4. So you might have to re-download the game again if you manually downgraded the game already. Do not try to use the auto downgrader when you already have used the manual downgrader on your game, all right? You need a brand new fresh copy. All right, so now we are going to be doing the automatic downgrader, y'all. So first thing you want to do is, of course, go to the Kivion's downgraded pack, of course, right? And we are going to go to automatic downgrader. Okay, now you're going to see all these files. I need you to, for right now, just to focus on IV downgrader version 2.0. It should already be zipped up for y'all, okay? So I'm going to right click on it and we're going to extract this file. So I'm going to go down to my BREE zip and click extract here, all right? So I'm going to let that do its thing. Okay, now I opened up. So this is the IV downgrader 2.0, okay? It just opened up in a new window. So basically, if I were to click this file here, it'd open up and look like this, okay? So pay attention over here. To the right is my GTA 4 directory, all right? So this is my fresh install of Grand Theft Auto 4, untouched, okay? It's in the Steam library. So back over here to downgrader 2.0, right? So when you click the downgrader file, you're going to see all these different files. I need you to only focus on the one that says IV downgrader, all right? Ignore everything else. We're going to go to the one that says IV downgrader and right click on it, and we're going to run it as administrator, okay? You're going to click yes when it asks you to allow this program. You can pause this and read this if you want. I already know what to do. All right, so I'm just going to click next, okay? So we are going to find the GTA 4 directory, all right? So Basically, when you click browse for GTA 4 directory, it's going to open you up somewhere on your PC. All right. You're going to have to find where you have GTA 4 installed on your PC. Okay. And then just select that directory folder. So I'm going to show you now. So I'm going to click this here and it, oh, okay. It already opened me up in my directory. It opened up in my directory already. So I'm going to back out here so I can kind of guide you. Okay. So on my computer, I have a hard drive, right? An SSD named video games. That's where I install my games. Okay. So this is where my Steam is also installed. All right. So do you see how this says Steam library? Now the icon is a star because I changed it like that. So your Steam library might just be a folder. All right. It'd be a regular folder icon like this. So look for Steam library, right? Just click that, go into Steam apps. Then you're going to go into common. You're going to look through all your Steam games until you can find GTA 4. So there we go, GTA IV. Now, this right here is not your directory, but then this folder is. Inside this folder is your directory. So once we double click it, it is this. So on it right here, this is your directory. It's the same thing, okay? I know that these files are missing. You won't be able to see these files when you click this button and go to your directory, all right? So hit select folder, and there you go. It is a valid directory path. Steam library, Steam apps, common, Grand Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft Auto 4, okay? So you know you did that right when it says valid directory. So we're going to click next, right? So we're going to click next. You can pause and read this if you want, so you know what everything does here, but I'm just going to click next on it. We're going to go with 1070, okay? So this is just going to tell you all the versions and what they do, different versions of the game. We're going to use 1070. 1070 is the version with the most modern support. It's the most popular version to use. Okay. So we just going to go there. Now for game for Windows Live, this is multiplayer. All right. I don't play multiplayer. I don't really like dealing with multiplayer on GTA 4. Okay. Normally a multiplayer servers on GTA 4 are like really dead anyway. But you know, if you want to set your game up for game for Windows Live, you want to click this check and you want to follow all the steps that it has you do next. Okay. But for this video, we're not going to do that. I'm just going to click next. All right. Um, Same thing. So with the radio, I don't deal with this. I don't downgrade the radio. I don't really care about the old music. So I just hit skip. Okay. But if you care about it, you know, check these boxes and follow all the directions what the downgrader tells you to do. Skip, right? So now follow after me. So let me make this bigger for y'all so y'all can see. My bad about that. I guess it was kind of small, right? So shader fixers, okay? Just check every box I tell you to check, all right? So we're going to check shader fixes and we're going to check all these individual boxes, okay? We're going to skip cursor, skip this coal thing, skip that. We're going to check fusion fix, okay? Skip script hook. Do not check script hook. We're going to check simple traffic loader. And I skip Steam achievements, but if you want your Steam achievements to work, then you can check this box, okay? I'm going to leave it blank. And make sure that you have X Live list checked and make sure that you check Z menu, all right? And make sure that this patch here is checked as well. Now, this box down here where it says download and install prerequisites, okay? So the prerequisites are for people who never modded and or installed GTA 4 on their computer before, all right? So if you have modded GTA 4 before and you're watching this video, you don't need the prerequisites. You can uncheck this box, all right? But if you have a new computer and you're brand new to modding GTA 4, you need to have this box checked and install these prerequisites so that way your scripts and your mods load and work. If you're not sure, then just keep the box checked anyway. And I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what it looks like and how to install those too. So we're going to click next. Okay, so this is what your list should look like. So check all these little boxes up here. Skip these two. Check this one. Skip script hook. Check simple traffic loader. That's up to you. Steam achievements. Check X Live. Check Z menu and check this patch here. Okay. And if you're not sure if you have these installed or not, just check it anyway. It won't hurt to install them twice. So we're ready to downgrade. Okay. So you can make a backup here if you want. For this video, I am not. But if you want to create one, you just check and follow all the steps, okay? This thing guides you and shows you everything what to do, all right? So let's hit downgrade. Okay, so yours is probably not going to say this because you don't have it installed, all right? I do. I already have this installed. So these are the prerequisites that it's trying to install. So as you can see down here, it says installing Visual C++. I already have that. All right, so this is why it popped up with the X and things like that, okay? So he's gonna hit OK. So you notice how it's asking me to overwrite? It's because I already have it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click yes to all right? Now it might ask you for an installation path. All you have to do is select your C drive or select the drive that your actual Windows is installed on. So most of the time it's going to be your C drive, okay? Find and install those things when it asks you, all right? So we're going to click next here. Okay, so now save file downgrading. Now, this is a fresh game, so I don't have any save files to downgrade to be able to show y'all how to do this. But if you need to download the save file, you just make sure that you follow all these steps here. This will show you what to do, okay? So now we're gonna hit skip. So the command line, I'm gonna hit skip, okay? I have custom command lines for y'all to use already. So we're gonna hit skip. We are not going to check anything up here. Okay, congratulations. So now, except for hitting play GTIV, just hit exit. Okay, cool. So now, as you can see here, our game is downgraded. All right. This is what a downgraded GTA 4 looks like. Now, we are not going to launch the game yet. We're going to come over here to command line, right? Command line fix resolution, okay? Okay, so now you have to find out what your monitor's resolution is, all right? So, for example, if you have a 1080p monitor, you're going to open up the 1080p file and drag and drop this command line into your GTA 4 directory, all right? And if you have a 2K monitor, so that is 2560 by 1440, which is what I use. I'm going to drag and drop and put it here in my GTA 4 directory. If you use 4K, which is 3840 by 2160, you're going to take it and drag and drop it, okay? But you're only going to use one, all right? I included a README, right? And this README shows you different ways you can find out what your monitor's resolution is if you don't know. Okay, so on Windows 11, here's a way you can find it. And on Windows 10, here's a way you can find it. So pause the video, kind of go through, read that, find your monitor's resolution, and choose the command line that works, and then continue the video, all right? But I just installed mine, so I use 2K, so I just put mine over there, okay? So that is done. Okay, so we are looking at script hooks for auto downgrading, all right? That is what we're about to install. So click this folder and you're gonna highlight each and every one of these files here. So you can click these three white dots at the top and click select all, drag and drop them right into your directory. Now it is very important that you don't drag and drop them on top of any folder like this, okay? Don't do this. Make sure you drag and drop them down here on these files, all right? So cool, they should look like this. They should be inside your GTA 4 directory like this, stacked up, okay? Now, next thing that we're gonna do is install the scripts folder. So this scripts folder right here, this entire thing is gonna drag and drop right there inside of your GTA 4 directory, all right? So this scripts folder is a scripts folder you're gonna be installing different script mods inside of. Okay, so you're going to be deleting script mods out of it, and you're going to be installing script mods inside of this folder. All right, so Drug Wars already comes pre-installed in there. If y'all don't know what Drug Wars is, it's a big script mod. Okay, we'll get more into that later. Okay, so now you are done with the downgrading process. Now you can go ahead and launch your GTA to test it out. Here we are. Now we are in the game. So to check and see if the script mods are working, you will see these blimps on your map, all right? If it says Puerto Rican Strip Club and this one says Jamaican Corner, then you know that your scripts are working. Also, there is a button. Damn, I forgot the name of it. There's a key that is to the left of your #1 at the top of your keyboard. I'm going to put a picture up so you can see. But if you hit that key, right, then you'll see your script hook manager, okay? And this script hook manager allows you to view and see what scripts loaded, what scripts work, and what scripts don't, right? and it also allows you to reload your script. So anytime you have an error in your script, if you press that button and you type in RELADSERIPTS, so reload scripts, and you hit enter, it'll reload it. I know that says error. That's all right. The data does say error sometimes when you first start the script, so nothing's gonna crash or break or anything like that. That's normal. Okay, so check this out. We got everything working. Uh, yeah, man, it's the game, the working scripts and all that. Okay, now we are about to start actually modding the game. So let's go ahead and transform this game and make it look better than what it is. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now it is time to use OpenIV. Since we got the game downgraded, it is ready to mod. We got the scripts installed. Now we are ready to go. So I'm going to open up OpenIV, right? And then we're going to click GTA 4. Now, first thing you're going to see is this, because you don't have your directory selected. So basically what we're doing again is finding the directory again, right? But this time we just cannot use Steam to get to it. So we're going to hit browse, and it takes me automatically to my video games folder. This is a folder where I store all my games. So here is my Steam library. So in your PC, you need to look for the same thing, right? So look for Steam, then you want to go to Steam apps, then you want to go to common, then you want to look for GTA 4, then you want to look for GTA 4, the folder like that. Now this is my directory, okay? So I'm going to select here to select folder, and then it says successfully GTA IV.exe version 1070. OpenIV can work with this file, okay? Then you hit continue. It might crash or it might close. That's fine. You just want to reopen OpenIV, and this time when you click GTA 4, it's going to load up and it's going to bring you in here, okay? Now the very first thing you do when you get inside of OpenIV is you click edit mode. All right. If you don't click edit mode, you can't drag or drop any mods in here. Okay. Now I'm gonna let you know something. Every single mod does not always work inside OpenIV. Some mods you have to install from the actual GTA 4 directory. All right. So those specific mods, I'm gonna let you know what those are before we install them. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here to the King of the Streets pack. Okay. Pack V5. All right. This is my pack, right? I got a whole bunch of mods up in here, things like that for y'all to use to transform your game. So we are going to mod GTA 4 Ballad of Gay Tony. Okay. So in OpenIV, we're going to focus on this folder right here. All right. This is the Ballad of Gay Tony. Okay. So let's go to mods, right? Let's go to Hood Sim mods, right? Let's go to new player model. Let's do that first. Okay. We are going to do the Ballad of Gay Tony new player model by Kivion. Okay, so this is one that I kind of put together for y'all. As you can see, this is free player model. This is him. This is what it looks like. So let's get into that one, right? So to install the player model, we're going to go to PC, models, CD images inside of the Ballad of Gay Tony folder. Okay. Do you see this file that says playerped RPF? We're going to take the modded version of this file and just drag and drop it over into OpenIV. Okay, so you should probably see a number or something change here. So you know that worked there, right? And also, if there's no readmes inside of here, I'm going to fix all that before I let this out and download it. So if you guys have more files or new files or less files, don't worry about it. I'm going to fix everything before I let you guys download this publicly, okay? So now that is installed. That is installed. We just installed the Tony player pet, okay? Now, let's go ahead and do guns, all right? So guns here, let's do custom weapons, right? So I got pre-installed packs and I have a pack of weapons that you have to drag and drop, all right? We're going to do a pre-installed pack and then we're going to drag and drop a few weapons, okay? All right, so now since we are on the Ballad of Gay Tony use different weapons from the base game of GTA 4, right? But you can still use the base GTA 4 weapons and use those modded on top of the Ballad of Gay Tony weapons, okay? So I'm going to show you guys how to do all that. So this is the Ballad of Gay Tony weapon directory, right? And then this is up here. If we come to just GTA IV, then we go to PC, models, CD images, weapons IMG. This is the base games. Okay. Weapon directory. All right. So this is where all, you know, Nico's guns and things like that are, but you still use these guns on Ballad of Gay Tony too. So we're going to install this gun pack here. Let's do a new gun pack April, okay? In the King of the Streets pack, you'll see it, right? So as you can see, weapons IMG over here, right? Weapons IMG over here. So you want to go to GTA IV at the top here. So leave out the Ballad of Gay Tony file. Then you go to PC, models, CD images, and then you want to take weapons IMG, drag and drop it over here. All right, boom. Now that is installed. That is an entire weapon pack installed. So now we're going to double click on weapons IMG so I can show you the inside of it and what actually got installed, right? So we scroll down here until you see the weapons that start with a W, all right? So these are all your guns, okay? So we got the AK-47 here, right? It's a Draco. We got the bat here. It is a wooden bat, right? Change that from metal to wood. Pull Q here, right? We got the Desert Eagle. Now, the Desert Eagle is meant to be a switch pistol. So it fires like an automatic for the player, okay? So this is what the Desert Eagle looks like. And this is just a regular Glock, all right? I know it does have a button on the back of it too, but the button doesn't work with this one because I only made one switch, okay? So this is that gun. So this is another gun that you get. All right, the knife is the same. Knife is the same. Okay, now the M4. Okay, so it is a M4 here, right, with a duct tape mag, and it has 7.62 got on the side, and it's all black. All right, so this is one that I found in my Discord server where you can get a lot of these things for free, and I kind of just bundled it up for y'all, and all this stuff is for free. So this is another one. This is the MP5. All right, the MP5 here, so you can kind of see what you're getting. Now the sniper is the same. I think the pump shotgun might be different. Okay, yeah. The pump shotgun, right? So as you saw earlier from those other skins, we do have people who like making weapon skins like how I do. You know, I do them myself. This is a regular camo sniper. Another little tape on the mag. Shotgun. Here. And your Uzi. So your Uzi is going to be a purple AR pistol. All right. So that is that weapon pack, okay? That is the weapon pack that we just installed for your base guns. Now, I'm going to show y'all how to install individual weapons in this weapon pack, right? So we're going to come over to the King of the Streets pack. You see how it says pack of weapons, drag and drop? Click that. Drag and drop weapons, right? Now, these are going to be individual weapons that you can swap out with the ones that are already installed in this weapon pack, okay? You have to swap them out. So, honey badger. Okay, here we go. The AR, right? So those are the honey badger. So I'm going to right click on this honey badger. Go to BREE zip. Go to extract here. So we're going to extract this file, right? Extract this honey badger file opened up over here. Cool. Open in ACC honey badger. All right. ACC honey badger. Okay. So you see how the honey badger is labeled as the M4, right? So if we wanted to install this honey badger, we would simply highlight these two and drag and drop them over here. Now I still like this M4, so I don't want to get rid of it, right? So this is what we can do. This is what we can do. We can take this MP5, right? Where's the MP5 at? Okay, this MP5, right? Let's replace this one then. Let's say we don't like this one that much, right? So we're going to take this MP5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the words of the MP5 twice. So I clicked on it. I'm going to right click and hit copy. So now I just copied W_MP5, right? I'm going to come over here to the ACC Honey Badger, and both of these files, I'm going to double click on them. And then once they're highlighted, I'm going to right click and then hit paste. All right, so double click. Don't double click too fast or to try to make you open it up. You want to double click slow. So click once and then click again. Give it some time in between. And you click paste right there. You right click and click paste, okay? Now you can highlight both of these files, drag and drop them, and now your MP5 is now a honey badger. All right? So that's how you do the weapons. That works for all the weapons, okay? That same formula, right? It works for all the weapons. So you can even do it if you wanted to change the M4 or the pistol If you wanted to put it on the RPG slot, you can. You know what I'm saying? It'll look crazy, but all that stuff works like that. All right. So now I want to show y'all how to add guns for the Ballad of Gay Tony, right? So this is the base game already that you can still use the guns from Ballad of Gay Tony with these. All right. So now going down to the Ballad of Gay Tony, right? So we're going to go to the Ballad of Gay Tony here. Then we're going to go to PC, models, CD images, and then we're going to go to the weapons _ E2 IMG. That is Ballad of Gay Tony's weapons, okay? So these weapons are things like the okay, like this Uzi right here, right? This P90, stuff like that, okay? So now it's the same formula. So you see here these individual weapons that I gave you guys to use, okay? For example, the AK-47, okay? Let's make the AUG. So I'm gonna right click here on this AUG. I'm gonna hit extract here. It's gonna open up for me. Now I got the AUG, right? Okay, so the AUG gets set as the AK-47. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the AUG on a P90, all right? All right, then we're gonna come over here to the Ballad of Gay Tony. We're gonna double click one of the guns that we want to use. So we're gonna use the P90. So let's slowly double click the words. Sometimes it'll open up on one click, I guess. When that is highlighted blue, right click and hit copy. All right, now come over to the gun that you're trying to swap. So in our case, it's the AK-47. So we're gonna slowly click on that too and hit paste. Okay. Copy. Right click, paste. Cool, right? Now you highlight both of those, drag and drop them over inside of the Ballad of Gay Tony directory. And as you can see, the P90 is now a AUG. Okay. So now that is how the weapons work. All right. That is how you drag and drop different weapons. That is how you install different weapons. And it works like that with all of them. Okay. It works like that with all of them. So now we got the AUG installed, right? Now let's do, I'm going to add more guns in here is what I'm going to do. So y'all might have more weapon options, okay? I'm going to add some more guns before I release this out. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So let's go in and test it now, okay? So now let's just go back to the GTA 4 directory, right? And then let's hit play GTA and let's just launch the game. See, extra, there we go. GTA 4 graphics is so booty, bro, but look at this. Nice Glock, right? Very, very nice. Very, very nice Glock. All right. Next. Okay, so the Deagle didn't work because Ballad of Gay Tony has its own Deagle model. So for us to see the Deagle, I'm going to have to go to Nico. And it's all right because I want to install his player model anyway and show y'all that player model too. And I want to show you that gun, but it's only on Nico. So we're going to look at that later. But check this out. This is modded too. It's a shotgun. And mind you, these are the base game weapons. All right, so these aren't Ballad of Gay Tony weapons. I only changed one Ballad of Gay Tony weapon. All right, and that was that P90, and we finna look at that. But here goes that purple AR pistol. You watch out, bro. Purple AR pistol, right? And that MP5 is that Honey Badger we changed out. There that go. Right, AK-47 is the Draco. That is the Drake. That M4. Duct tape mag, 7.62 God. Boom, you feel me? Sniper rifle. Automatic rifle. Another modded sniper rifle. Alright, now the Ballad of Gay Tony. Pack. There we go. Look at that all. Yeah, and that's a nice one too. That's high quality. You gotta be careful with all them high quality mods though. They will break your game. They'll data leak your game. So you don't want too many high quality mods. So I'm gonna let this be the only one for real. And at least until we do the cars, because the cars are going to be a little strong. But how GTA 4 works, if you install too many high quality models at one time, it can break your game, your world, will disappear and stuff like that. Also, that one file that speeds up all the loading times makes your world disappear too. That's why I told y'all not to install it. That's why the loading times are kind of longer, if you haven't noticed, from that first test that we did. First launch test, the loading screen kind of long. So, but yeah, there we go. Now let's look at some clothes, bro. So this the same clothes that Nico got. I kind of made the player model for both characters, work on both characters. So I didn't install everything I got, but most stuff, right? You can make an outfit with it. Denim tears coat, North Face, North Face, North Face coat, right? Then we got the big coat that the Peds normally wear. So, you know, that works, right? Timberland jacket, another Timberland jacket, yellow. Timberland on a black and white one too. Timberland logo. North Face again, one that I found online. Found this one online too. Um, I'm also gonna link my Discord down below too, so y'all can get some free clothes. People post free custom clothes in there all the time. Here's a Carhartt jacket, regular vest. I think that vest is from the multiplayer page, so there we go. But here we got a Bape hoodie. Went 2017 on them with the Bape. Got Balenciaga hoodie for y'all essentials, right? Spider web design. This is another design. I'm not sure from where. It might be Works of Madness. I don't know what hoodie that is. And this is a polo hoodie. It's kind of hard with these graphics, but we're gonna get to installing those later. And here is another Bape hoodie. 2016, 2017 again, right? Go through some pants, basic cargo pants. Then you got the saggy jeans. So you got your skinny jeans, your saggy jeans. These are your regular jeans with the flag coming out the back, right? These are your skinny jeans. So you got a few of these you can flip through, right? Rockstar type jeans. Then you got your saggy jeans here. So these jeans, denim tears, sweatpants, Nike sweatpants, right? Purple jeans, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and make an outfit. Yeah, this is also shirtless. It doesn't match the skin tone, but I mean, it works. It works for right now, but it don't match the skin tone. That's really for Nico, honestly. I just forgot to take it out. That shirtless body. But now here we go. The t-shirts. Got some t-shirt models and stuff. So gave y'all quite a few t-shirts you could choose from and wear. I know y'all probably like where his arms at, right? So you got to build your character. So if you are wearing a shirt, you got to go to the hands and switch the hands, right? Until you got the hand with the arms. It's right here. So that's how you do that. Whole bunch of different hairstyles you can look through and choose from. So we got the afro, freeform dreads, mini fro, or you can just use this regular Tony hairstyle, right? So we're gonna run that regular Tony hairstyle, purple jeans, shoes. What we gonna do with the shoes? We could do Air Force Ones with the shoes, okay? That's what we could do, except for Nico chain. Let's run this regular chain right here, or something like that, man. I don't know. It's a beginner player page, you know, so it's really just something to get you going, so that way you can make your own and kind of customize your own person. So I have a video on how to do that with the clothes, and I'll make sure I'll link that down below too, so y'all can get in and kind of start making your own clothes and adding your own textures and things like that on your character. But for right now, I don't think this is a bad player model to start off with, right? So pretty cool, you ask me. Weapon pack 1, 2, 3. Yep, ARP. We good. Got the Draco and all that. All right, well, let's get to installing the other mods now. All right. All right, so now I want to show you how to install Nico. All right, I'm gonna show you how to install the Nico player model. Now, Nico already has custom guns. We just installed those. You saw me show you a few, but I still didn't get to show y'all that switch block that I want to show y'all. So I'm gonna install Nico's player model, and then I'm gonna go in and show y'all that gun that we didn't get to see on Louise. So let's go to King of the Streets pack, right? Now let's go inside mods. Let's go to hood mods, and let's go to new player models, and then we're gonna go to Nico this time, okay? Starter player pad. All right. So now You want to go to GTA 4 and open IV. You want to go to PC, models, CD images, and then you see where it says player pad RPF. You're going to come back to the King of the Streets folder, pick up this player pad RPF in here, and drag and drop it over in there. All right. Now that is done. Now Nico is installed. Okay. All right, y'all. So except for me just launching the game again, right? I'm gonna go ahead and install the weapon sounds, fire rates, and the blood mods too, okay? And the gang war files. And then I'm gonna start the game up as Nico and let you see him, show you that gun. Then we just gonna keep going from there. So, all right, y'all. Now we are gonna do the guns, okay? So since we already did the gun models, now let's do the gun sounds, okay? And the gun fire rates. All right, so we're gonna make the guns have more damage and we're gonna make them shoot more realistically, right? So this is what we're gonna do. So inside of the King of the Streets pack, right? Let's go to mods, hood sim mods. Let's go to guns, right? And except for custom weapons, we're gonna go to gun sounds. We already did custom weapons, okay? Then we're gonna go to sounds here, right? Then we're gonna use the loud shell sounds for this one. Now, some mod packs come with custom sounds for Ballad of Gay Tony weapons, and some don't, okay? So all Ballad of Gay Tony weapons like the P90, the Gold Uzi, the LMG, sometimes those won't be able to have the custom sounds, all right? But the rest of the weapons will, okay? So we're gonna use the loud shell sounds here for this video. But you can pick and choose any one that you want. It's the same process. You just drag and drop, you extract, drag and drop, right? So I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. So let's come over to OpenIV. Let's go to audio. Okay. We're going to go to sound effects. So SFX. We're going to go to resident RPF. All right. And we're going to click resident. You see this file that says weapons? This is the file that we're replacing. This file controls all the weapon sounds in the game. Okay. So we're going to come here to the loud shell sounds. We're going to drag and drop it over here. Now your weapons sounds are installed. All right. All right, now for the fire rates and the weapon damage. All right, now for the fire rates and the weapon damage, right? So let's go on fire rates and weapon damage. So for this video, I'm going to use other weapon damage and fire rates, right? The one that says really high weapon damage, I'm going to use this one. All right, so I'm going to take this file. We're going to go over to OpenIV. We're going to go to common, data, and then we're going to look for it. So it's right here, right? So that's how you know you're in the right place because you see the file that we are about to replace. So drag and drop this weapon info file from the modded folder and side of here in OpenIV, just like that. Now that is installed for y'all. Okay, so now back out of the guns. Now the next thing we are going to do is the ped damage and blood mod. All right. Go up here to ped damage and blood, and go to blood mod. Okay, and go to blood and FX project, right? So where you want to download this at, you want to come to PC, or I'm sorry, you want to come to GTA IV here, click here at the top to bring you to your main directory again, right? Then we're going to go to PC, and we go to textures. I kind of took a little bit to open there, but PC and textures, right? And then you see this file, the FX Pro text or whatever that says, right? You're going to take it out the King of the Streets modded pack, drag and drop it over into OpenIV. And there we go. Now that is installed. That is the blood. Now for the actual pedestrian damage. So the gunshot wounds on the peds, right? Ped damage, mod, gore, damage, right? So to install this one, it is going to be in the same place. So PC textures, right? You're just going to drag and drop this file and put it over here, right into OpenIV, just like that. And now you have the gun sounds, the gun models installed, right? The weapon fire rates. And you also have the ped damage and blood installed right now, okay? Now, a few of y'all might be wondering, okay, what's this Kivion street conflict thing? It is empty. This is not done. This mod is not done. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this out. Matter of fact, let me put this on my desktop so I can keep it and then delete it out for y'all. So that won't be there for y'all. All right. So the next thing, what are we gonna do? All right, y'all. So now we are going to install some scripts and we are going to install the gang war files. All right. So starting off with scripts, scripts are really easy and simple, right? So we got OpenIV here. And if you notice on OpenIV in your GTA 4 directory, so this is your GTA 4 directory inside of OpenIV, right? When you just click GTA 4, that's how you get to it. So if you notice, you have a scripts folder here. So to install scripts, let's go over to my downgraded pack again, right? So let's go to script mods, okay? Then script mods inside of this folder. So this folder right here has all the scripts that you need, right? So back over on the directory in OpenIV here, you notice this is it's the same thing, right? So you already got drug wars installed, okay? That comes installed already. So since we already got drug wars installed, now we want to install the smoke script and the doors script. Okay. So I think the doors is the home invasion script and the smoke script allows you just to smoke weed and stuff like that. Right. Um, so all you want to do is take the smoke script and drag and drop it inside the scripts folder in your GTA 4 directory. And you want to do the same thing for the doors script. Okay. And drag and drop those. Now those are now installed. And if you don't know how to use those scripts, if you don't know the controls, the keybinds and things like that, I added readmes inside of this folder, scripts and control guides, and you can kind of go through and read what everything does. So it comes with the all the controls, all the hotkeys and things like that, and it shows you what the script does, how to activate it, and you know, different things like that. So you can look through these and read through these, right? And that is it for the scripts. Now there's another folder in here called other scripts, right? So other scripts are the scripts that I recommend you don't use with drug wars, okay? So drug wars is a big script mod, all right? And sometimes you can make other big script mods crash, like it can crash the whole game. And yeah, so I just recommend that you remove drug wars out your scripts folder. Like, so you would delete drugwars.net and you would delete drugwars.pbd pdb. You would delete these files and then you would double click on assassin script inside of the other script mods folder and you would highlight these three scripts and drag and drop them into there. That's what I recommend you do. Now you can still use it with drug wars, but the chances of you crashing goes way higher. Okay. So for some reason, it just makes the game unstable for me. So I assume it'll do it for y'all. Okay. So now the gang war files, right? So the gang war files, this is one that I recommend you do not install using OpenIV. For some reason, it doesn't seem to work for me. Okay. So to install the gang war files, you want to go to in your GTA 4 directory, you want to go to common data, right? So you're going to place it in here. Okay. So let's go to gang war files in here. Okay. Immersive gang war mod v4.2. All right. So you click and come down to your file extractor and click extract here. Right. So boom. Now that is open right here. Now this is the immersive gang war mod, right? So before I show you guys how to install the gang war mod, I just want to tell you real quick, sometimes the gang war mod can kind of mess with the drug war script. Okay. So the drug war script mod makes it so that the Jamaican gang and the Puerto Rican gangs kind of beef and go at it with each other, all right? And then you have to join one of the other gangs and you know things like that and do the whole drug wars thing, right? Immersive gang war makes it so that all the gangs in the game fight each other when they see each other. So when you try to use these two mods together, sometimes the gangs for some reason won't shoot at each other. I don't understand why. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't, right? So you can use these two mods together, but if you do, just know that you can run into a bug. Now, if you do run into that bug where the gangs are not shooting at each other, all you have to do is delete the drug war script, okay? So all you got to do is delete the drug war script and then everything will run fine again. But if you want to use drug wars and play drug wars fully, you know, all the way through, then I would wait before I install this mod, okay? Now, if you did want to just use the Gang Wars mod anyway, all you have to do is come over here to scripts in your GTA 4 directory and delete both of the Drug Wars files, all right? But if you wanted to install the Drug Wars mod and the Immersive Gang Wars mod anyway, then you won't run into any crashes or anything like that. Just that bug, okay, that I explained earlier. The gangs sometimes they won't shoot at each other. But you can safely install both of these mods and use them at the same time. All right, just a warning. That is open right here. Now this is the Immersive Gang War mod, right? So let's open this file up. So all of these files right here, you're gonna drag and drop into common GTA 4 common data, all right? Inside of your GTA 4 directory. We're not gonna use OpenIV, okay? You're just gonna drag and drop it over inside the Windows like Explorer GTA 4 directory. So we're gonna make sure that when you drag and drop, you don't hover over any folder either. All right. So when you highlight all of these, so go ahead and highlight all of these, or you can click the three white dots at the top and hit select all. You want to drag and drop it over here. So do not do this. Don't hover over one of these files or folders, because then it will go inside of the folder. You want to hover over these white documents right here. So boom, right? Drop that and you want to hit replace. Okay, so that is installed. All right, y'all, as y'all can see, the Nico player model here. Now let me go show you that gun, where that deagle at. All right, that's what I wanted to show y'all. It's the pistol with the switch and the drum on it. All right, the two drums. So that or at least I think them called drums. Them that's a drum mag, right? Forgot what them called, but that's that. Now let's hear the gun sounds real quick. Let's do the other one. Let's do the pistol. Hold on, let me turn them off because they do a little bit too much. And it's that purple AR pistol. Remember, y'all, if y'all don't like these gun sounds, I gave y'all like, I think about 6 gun sounds in there y'all could choose from. But if you look online, there's also a whole bunch of different gun sounds you could pick from, bro. You'll even find some in the server too. And all right, that is that now. But now let's check out some clothes. So the clothes are from Bella de Tony. They share the same clothes, right? So you kind of just gotta come in and try to make an outfit, make one the best that you can, until you start adding, customizing your own player model yourself. This is kind of the starter one I gave you. All right, y'all. So now we are done with the hood simulator part of the King of the Streets pack. Right now, we got to go to the extra mods. All right, we got to go through those, and those have the cars and I think the graphics and other stuff like that. All right, so let's get to that. All right, y'all. Now let's go ahead and back out of the hood sim mods, right? And now we are going to go to extra mods to use. Okay, so now I want to show y'all how the cars work, right? So we're gonna start with cars. Now in here we got car damage, car sounds, and car packs. All right, so let's start with the car packs. Okay, so the car packs will be the actual 3D models of the cars. All right, so you got HD vehicle textures. Okay, so what these do, this just makes the car textures look a little bit more realistic, right? All right, so we're gonna start with this, right? So let's go to HD vehicle textures, okay? Then we are going to go to the files, all right? So install, all right? So PC model, CD images, vehicle IMG, okay? So you're going to take these two files and put them there. So PC model, CD images, vehicle IMG, okay? If you scroll down inside of the vehicles IMG, right? You're gonna see vshare and vshare underscore truck. Okay, these two files right here are gonna control the actual quality and the texture of the cars. All right, so vshare, highlight both of these files and drag and drop them over here inside of vehicles IMG. Now, as you can see, some things are a little bit different. It is just more high quality textures and things like that that they added in here for y'all. All right, now for the read everything in here. So let's go back to the car packs folder. So read everything in here, right? So we're going to click that, and then we have different car packs. Okay, so let me give you a warning now. All right, so the cars can cause GTA 4's world and map to disappear. Okay, so if you add too many cars and too many guns, right, just too many mods period, can make the world map disappear over and over again on you. All right, and especially the cars. Okay, too many guns can do it too. Too many high quality guns can do it, right? So for the cars, I only recommend installing maybe 4 or 5 max. That still might even be pushing it, okay? So, so when you come inside of here, you're gonna see car models, and you're gonna see a new Hellcat and Demon car pack, right? I imagine this is the one that most people are gonna get because it's the Hellcat and the Dodge Demon and all that stuff, right? So we just gonna right click on this, and we gonna BREE zip, and we're gonna hit extract here. So go ahead and extract that file, and I'm gonna show y'all how to install this, right? So basically what this is installing the cars separately, right? One by one. So sort of like the weapons. Remember how I taught you how you can rename the weapons and things like that? Okay, you can do the same thing with the cars, all right? So for example, right, this Demon Challenger, its name is the Banshee, right? But let's say we want it on something else other than the Banshee. Let's say we want it on, let's find a car to put this on. Let's find a two-door car to put it on. Let's use the Turismo. Okay. So okay, the Turismo, right? So let's say we want this Demon Challenger on the Turismo and not the Banshee, right? So same thing, you're gonna double click it, or sometimes you can click it one time and it works until this blue is highlighted, right? So you want the words to be highlighted. Right click the words and then press copy. Then come over here to the Banshee card and then press paste right there. Now it's gonna say Turismo. Same thing for the one on the bottom. Turismo, right? Now that is a Turismo. You want to highlight both of those and drag and drop them over here inside of your vehicle's IMG. Now, when you double click on it, notice that it is the Demon car. Okay, forgot what this is. I think this is a Challenger. Yeah, Challenger. Okay, Demon Challenger. All right. So that is how you do the cars. Okay, and it works like that for all the different cars. So same thing with the Hellcat Chrysler. Okay, I remember I customized this one. So this one I put as the actual like GTA 4 Chrysler in the game, right? So GTA 4 does have a Chrysler right here. It is called the PMP 600. Okay, so it's this one, right? All right, so since that is like that, we are going to just leave it how it is. All right, and this is a screenshot of it too. This is one of the screenshots that I took. So that's that. That's that, right? So you can kind of get an idea what it looks like before you install it. So let's drag and drop these straight over. We're not going to rename them. We're going to leave it the same. Boom, like that. All right, now check that out. That is another one, okay? Boom, right there. So that is 2 vehicles, all right, we installed, okay? So SRT Jeep, it's the Buffalo, all right? So here's the thing about the SRT Jeep. It says it's the Buffalo, okay? So notice that this is GTA 4's base game car directory, all right? So vehicle IMG is the GTA 4 base game. To install cars on the Ballad of Gay Tony specifically, right? So if we go to Ballad of Gay Tony and open IV, right? Down here, BOGT, then go to PC, then go to models, then go to CD images, and you see how it says vehicles IMG. Now this is the Ballad of Gay Tony's vehicles, okay? Notice that there's a lot less. That's because you still use the regular GTA 4 cars as well as the Ballad of Gay Tony cars too. When you come in here, you want to look for the Buffalo. All right, you see how that says Buffalo? Now that SRT Jeep, right? Here, car, Buffalo. That's when you drag and drop and you paste it on over in there like that, all right? Okay, so that is done. So now, this is what the SRT Jeep looks like, okay? So now, that car pack is installed. So that is how you install individual cars, all right? So now, when you go inside the car models folder and you extract this one, so BREE zip extract here, okay? Car models, car pack, right? You're gonna see car pack. So car pack is basically just a vehicle IMGs with, it's a vehicle IMG file, okay, with all the cars installed already. Okay. This I only really recommend doing if you really don't feel like installing your cars individually. I say that because this pack right here has about, I think, 6 cars in there, and that can cause your world map to disappear in your game, the data leak and stuff like that, okay? But the way you would install this is you just would go to, so we're gonna come here to GTA 4, right? Go to PC, models, CD images. So we are not inside of the Ballad of Gay Tony directory anymore. We are not there. We are in the regular GTA 4 base game, right? Where you use Nico at. So same place where you installed the weapons and the player ped RPF, all right? So you would take this folder and drag and drop it onto here. Now, I'm not going to do that here because we just installed those 3 cars I want to show y'all, okay? So if you do that, you're going to override them, and those 3 cars that we just installed, it's not going to work no more. You'll override it, okay? Now these, so the cars, right? These are individual cars that I gave you that you can install. So BMW, Dodge, Ferrari, a Nissan, Mercedes, a Camaro, a Bentley, a Lamborghini, and a Bugatti, okay? I gave you these cars so you can install them individually. I just showed you how to do the individual cars. Right now, I don't want to go too high with the cars because they can still, cause that bug. So what I'm going to do is just show off this pack right here. So this new Hellcat and Demon car pack is what I'm going to show off for you guys here. And I'm going to go into the Ballad of Gay Tony to do that, all right? And here you go. This is my custom Chrysler right here. So you can change the color. If you go to vehicles, vehicle options, the colors right there, right? That is this. Probably seen a few videos of me using that. So that's that one, right? Okay, another car. Is that Terry? Alright, now that's that Challenger. Right? And this one's really well done. I'm not sure who made this one, but this one's really well done. Really, really well done. It's fire. They got that logo on there perfectly. Okay, and the next one was the Buffalo. And that is only in the Ballad of Gay Tony. So here we are. Okay, so this one flips over when you drive. So when a car flips over when you're driving, you could just attach it to it. You could just so rename it onto a different car model. So for example, right, this is the SUV and we put it on the Buffalo. So since it's flipping over, next time we can put it on a SUV. So like this Cavalade right here, right? So next time I'll rename this Hellcat SUV to the Cavalade. All right, and then next time it shouldn't flip over, you know. Well, all right, y'all, we almost done. We almost done, y'all. So you made it this far, and give yourself a pat on the back, man. But all right, now for the car damage. Right now, before we get into the car damage, I just want y'all to know the car damage is not okay. Everybody might not like the car damage. Okay, so the car damage can make it so that when you crash into things, your car gets more bent up. All right. It gets more deformed and it looks more realistic when you crash. Yeah. But sometimes when people are driving and playing the game, they want their car to keep shape. All right. Sometimes this could bend your car up real bad and you got to get another one. So if that's not what you like, then I would skip this one. But if you like the, car damage and also realistic performance too is another option that comes with this. All right. So realistic car handling and realistic car damage. All right. So if that's what you're into, then let's go ahead and install it for my people that want to install it. All right. So we are going to do even more damage and realistic performance. Okay. So this is just more damage. This is damage and realistic performance. So we're going to right click on it and go ahead and extract that. Extract here. All right. Now you see this one comes with base game handling for the base game cars, the Ballad of Gay Tony handling for the Ballad of Gay Tony cars. All right. So we're going to install both. We're going to install both. So if I'm not mistaken, this is just a handling file. Okay, yeah, this is just a handling file. So for the base game, we're going to go to common data, and we are going to look for a file that says handling. So right here, handling data, okay? This handling data file is this right here. Same thing, all right? But what we're going to do is click handling until that's highlighted blue. So just like how we did with the weapons, right? Double click it or just click it once until it's highlighted blue. And then you want to go in here and click this one inside the even more damage folder like that. That says handling and then drag and drop it over there. Okay. Now that is installed. All right. Now for the Ballad of Gay Tony, we're going to go down to TBOGT, right? Common data. We're going to look for the handling file in there, right? We're going to do the same thing. Click on it, highlight this, copy, Ballad of Gay Tony handling. So we're going to, okay, hold on. So these both can't be handling. So what we're going to do is make a new folder. Sorry, y'all. Make a new folder. TBOGT. Right. So the Ballad of Gay Tony. Right. So that's where this handling file goes. So since this is the base game handling file that we just did, we can't rename the Ballad of Gay Tony ones handling 2, or they both can't be handling inside the same folder. Okay. So we're going to take the Ballad of Gay Tony handling and drag and drop it in this new folder that we just made. All right. Inside of the even more realistic and performance thing. Okay. So we just made a new folder in here. We'll go ahead and double click on that. Now we're going to rename that to handling. So highlight it till it's blue and paste and drag and drop it over here. All right. Here. All right. So now those two are installed. Okay. So that is now working for y'all. So that is installed. Now we are going to do the car sounds. All right. So this came with one engine sound for right now, right? There are more, but the thing is, I had an engine sound pack in here, but I found out that one of the files, the modded files, were corrupted, and it was like breaking people's games. So I only put in this one. It's a supercharged Hemi V8 sound. So let's go ahead and right click on it and extract it. I'll show y'all how to install this. So let's open it up. So muscle car 3, right? So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna come here to GTA IV, right? We're gonna go to PC and audio, sound effects, right? And then we are going to go to resident RPF, resident. Probably not, are we? Right. And then we are going to go to, you're going to look in here for a folder called streamed underscore vehicles. All right. Right here at the very bottom, stream vehicles. And you want to take this muscle car underscore 3 and you want to put it in there. So now the car, muscle car 3. Okay. So yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to spawn you're going to take a modded car and drag and drop it onto this model right here. The VIGERO. I don't know how to pronounce that, but this car right here is what you want to replace. Okay. This car is going to have the engine sound, right? So it's going to have the new Hemi sound that we just installed. All right. So it's going to be this. It's going to be the same car, but it says 2 at the end, right? It's going to be the Vincent. And I think this Virgo also has the same engine. So these are the cars that you want to replace for some muscle cars, right? So if you're going to install like a Camaro or something like that, you will use these cars so you can get that Hemi sound. All right, now let's do the tire sounds, right? Let's open up tire sounds. Let's go ahead and extract it. Extract here. All right, realistic tire sounds. So it's going to be a wheel loops folder. So you want to go to PC audio, sound effects, resident RPF, resident, and replace wheel loops. Okay, that's easy, right? So PC audio, sound effects. Okay, and resident RPF, resident. Then we got one called wheel loops. All right, so let's go here. Boom, wheel loops. Pick that, drag and drop it in here, and that is installed now. Okay. Very, very easy for those sounds. All right. So now we are done with the cars, y'all. We're done with the cars. All right. Now for the graphics, y'all. Now we are about to get into the graphics. Okay. So if you back out of car mods and come into graphics mods, all right, you're gonna see graphics. Install this before Reshade. So if you plan on using Reshade, make sure that you install the graphics and the EMBs inside of here first, and I'm gonna explain that and walk through that with you guys. And I'm going to also show you how to use Reshade if you want, right? So Reshade is not a requirement. Okay, Reshade is a little bit more advanced, right? For all my people who really deal with PCs and PC games, and you probably would like the Reshade option, and you probably have used Reshade before on GTA 5M. So yeah, right after we're done installing the EMB and the roads and trees, you're basically done with the graphics. Okay, for my graphics people. Okay, for my people who don't really care about the Reshade and all that, you do not have to stay for that part. All right. um so let's go ahead and get these graphics installed first. So we're gonna do the EMB first, right? So I'm explaining this to y'all. So you see how that says Ice Enhancer 3 and then another one says Ice Enhancer 4. All right, well, that's supposed to say Ice Enhancer 4. That says 40. Let's change that to 4. So Ice Enhancer 4, okay, that's brand new, and that is only for versions 1040 of the game. All right, so if you are not on versions 1040 of the game, do not install Ice Enhancer 4. You will break your game. Ice Enhancer 3 is the one that we are going to be installing today. So us, the guys that are on 1070 and 1080, are going to be using Ice Enhancer 3 today. So you can use Ice Enhancer 3 base, or you can use Ice Enhancer 3 natural. Okay, Ice Enhancer 3 base looks more cartoony. Ice Enhancer 3 natural looks more realistic. Okay, so this is the one we're going to be installing today. So click on up in here in Ice Enhancer 3. Ice Enhancer 3 natural can be really dark at night. I put that on there because I'm just warning you. Yes, the game can be really dark at night. All right, but there are ways to fix that, and I will show you how to do that too. So to get this started, we are going to click on main patch 7 and 8. Okay, and also for my 1040 people, Ice Enhancer Natural 3 works for 1040 as well. Okay, so if y'all want to install that, you can. So main files, patch 7 and 8, that's what we are on right now. So Click main files. You see all these files. It kind of looks similar to your GTA 4 directory. I know, right? So we are not going to use OpenIV to install these right here. So let's minimize OpenIV, and we are just going to select all of these. So I'm gonna select all these, or you could drag up and highlight all of them, and you want to drag and drop them over here. Now make sure do not drag and drop them into any file, just drag and drop them down here. If you hover over a file, it will install it in that one file only and not work. So drag and drop it over in this area here. Okay, boom. So this file, okay, that happened to me because I don't know. Just click OK. Yeah, just click OK. That's fine. All right. Now, if it asks you to replace, of course, you just hit replace files and destination. And there you go. You are done. All right. So now that those are installed, your ENB is installed. I want you to launch the game, right? And I want you to go into the game and set the time for 000. Okay. So just make it nighttime outside. All right. Now, if it's nighttime outside in your game and the world is too pitch black and it's too dark, this is what I want you to do. I want you to come to optionals here, right? So inside of the Ice Enhancer 3-pack, you see where we just installed this inside of the patch main files. I want you to back out here, right? I want you to come to optionals. I want you to go to visual options. And then I want you to go to the setting that says night brightness setting. All right. So let's look at the examples. Okay, so for example, breaking on me. All right, so if you can see the difference here, on the left is -50. By default, this is what the nighttime should look like on your game. All right, this is what nighttime should look like on your game by default, and this is the plus 50%. All right, sometimes default is too dark for people, so you could try plus 50%, and this is like a really nice bright nighttime, so you can still see it's dark, you know, because the black sky, right? And you can still see the street lights and stuff like that, but it just looks more bright. So I'm going to show you how to install this plus 50% right here if it's too dark for you. So see how it says plus 50%. See, patch 1040, patch 7 8. So patch 7 8, so that's 1070 and 1080. Okay, so if you're on patch 4, which is 1040, you use this one. Okay, we are going to use this one right here, which is the 1071. And you're going to take this and just drag and drop it inside of your directory. And if it asks you to replace, then you just hit yes. All right, y'all. Now for the roads and trees. So back out of the graphics, right? And go into roads and trees. Okay. So just a warning, right? Before I let y'all install these roads and trees, right? Um, so we've already installed cars and clothes and things like that into this game, okay? And GTA 4 is like very unstable when it comes to adding a whole bunch of mods, especially on version 1070 for some reason. And you can get a bug where your map disappears, all right? So the most common mod that can make this happen is the roads, okay? And another one is the cars, but only if you add too many cars, all right? But the roads definitely can make this bug happen. So install this at your own risk. I'm still going to show y'all how to install it, so I'm going to install it myself, right? But install this at your own risk. I can't promise you this won't break your game. It might break it and cause that world bug. So okay, so you do not have to install the roads, all right? It is not a requirement. You know what I'm saying? It has a really, really high chance of messing your game up, and it's not a requirement. Okay, so you don't have to install them, but we can do the trees with no problem. That's cool. So let me show you how to do these roads first for my people who still want to do the roads anyway, right? And then we're gonna do the trees second. So let's go ahead and go into Ivy Lane Streets, right? Now, notice that these are IOV or OIV files. All right. So you got two. You got one that says base and one that says episodes for Liberty City. So EFLC. All right. So if you plan on using the Ballad of Gay Tony, you're going to use this one. If that's what you want to play, Ballad of Gay Tony, use this one. If you're using a base game, so you're going to play as Nico, you're going to use this one over here at the top. All right. And you're going to use this one at the top. All right. Where it says base. So To open these and install them, you're going to need a OIV package installer. Okay, so to find that, you want to come over to OpenIV, right? And right in the top left corner where it says tools, right below tools, you're going to see a box that says open package installer. It's going to have a blue, red, and green square on it. All right, you're going to click that. Now, so it already opened me up to where the OIV files are. But what it's going to do for you is going to open you somewhere in your PC. Okay, you need to find the OIV files that we just were on, okay, inside of the King of the Streets pack. So go through your PC, go back. Oh, like, let me kind of go back here to show y'all. So let's go all the way back, right? This is where my King of the Streets pack and Downgraders folder is. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna go to King of the Streets pack, select it again, go to mods, extra, graphics, roads, and trees, and Ivy Lane. Okay, and then now I'm gonna be able to select whatever version that I'm playing on. So I'm gonna play on the base game. That's with Nico. So I'm gonna install these here. I'm gonna click base. If you're on the Ballad of Gay Tony, you want to click the one below base. All right, you're gonna see this package installer screen, right? Look at this warning right here. This package cannot be uninstalled automatically. Okay. So pretty much once it's installed, it's installed. Okay, so no going back. So install, then click confirm installation. All right, now I'm gonna hit close. Okay, so that is how you install those. Okay, and it's the same thing for both of them. All right, so that is how you do that. Now for the trees. Now with the trees, we are not gonna use OpenIV. Okay. For some reason with OpenIV, the trees just, I've had problems where the trees just didn't install properly when using OpenIV, right? So minimize OpenIV. Okay. Go into trees, HD trees for GTA. We're going to extract those. Okay. Cool. Buy and sells. All right. Now let's click this README to see where it goes. So installation path, copy and overwrite, PC, data, map, props, vegetation. Okay. So it's easy. We go to PC, data, maps, props, vegetation. All right. So I'm going to take this file, drag and drop it right over here, and then click yes to replace that. Okay, now the trees are installed in your game. All right. So that is it for those two. Okay, so now Reshade. All right. And this is what we're going to do. So right now I'm going to show you how to install the Reshade on the manually downgraded version of GTA 4, okay? And then after that, I'm going to show you how to do it on the automatic downgraded version of GTA 4, all right? So you kind of install it different on the manual downgraded version of the game versus the automatic downgraded version of the game, okay? So I'm going to walk you through that right now. So right now I have a GTA 4, right, that was manually downgraded using my 1070 downgrader, okay? And I also have a Ice Enhancer 3 Natural ENB installed in here as well, okay? So one thing you may notice about the manual downgrade is that it comes with DXVK, all right? So what that does is it basically boosts up your FPS so your game runs better, all right? So that's what all these D310, D3D10, Core, DD311, that's what all those are, all right? And the digi files and things like that, okay? So the problem is, so I hear it's a way where you can use all three at the same time, but honestly, I don't know how to do that. So I'm just gonna show y'all the best way to install Reshade that I know, according to my knowledge. All right. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna show you guys what you need to delete out of your manual downgraded game. Okay. So just follow along, right? So you see where it says D3, D10 deal, highlight D3, D10, right? Highlight the one below that one. So that would be 10_1, right? And then 10 core, and then 11. And we're going to delete those. Okay, we're going to right click after we highlight them and delete those. Right. Then we're also going to delete this digi file right here. Okay. Right click on that digi file and then delete that. Okay. Then you're going to leave everything else alone. Okay. So everything else alone, right? Then we're gonna go over here. So in the King of the Streets pack, right? If you see inside of graphics mods where it says using Reshade, right? You go in there and then you want to click Reshade Setup. Reshade Setup. Okay. It browse, okay? So when you get this setup menu, you click browse and it might take you somewhere in your PC. What you have to do is find where your GTA 4 is downloaded at, where your modded GTA 4 is downloaded at, okay? So the path on my PC, right, is my video games hard drive, okay? Then you go to Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, GTA 4, GTA 4, okay? So I can walk you through and show you real quick, right? So Steam Apps, Common, find GTA 4, GTA 4 again, and then your directory is here. And the file that you are looking for is this one right here, where it just says GTA IV. You want to double click on that one, okay? You're going to click next. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click this one right here, DirectX 10/11/12. Okay, so if you are doing this manually, this is the one you want to click, okay? So go ahead and click next. All right, now the amount of effects that you're going to install is up to you. So for this video, right, I'm not going to install all of these because then it takes longer to load. But if you want to install each and every one of these effects, what you would do is you would hit uncheck all, and then you would click check all again, and then you will get each and every one of these effects. And this basically allows you to just go in and customize different graphic settings and things like that to make your GTA 4 look better. Okay, so I'm gonna uncheck in this video, and I'm just gonna install a few of these, right? Just so I can show you that it actually works in the video, but we're not gonna install all that stuff. Okay, so then we're gonna click next. So after you got all that checked, you just want to click next. It's gonna say finish. You click finish. Okay. Now you're gonna notice for some reason your Play GTA IV emblem changes to IV. That's fine. You're still gonna always launch the game using Play GTA IV. Okay. Now when you launch the game up, you should see ENB pop up real big across your screen, and then you should see Reshade loading at the top. All right. So let's test that out right now. Just like this. So as you can see, my Reshade is working. So if I press the home button on my keyboard, right, this opens up the Reshade list, and I'm going to go to continue. I hit continue again. So now as you can see, go down here, continue, and then finish. That is a guide and tutorial, right? So what you want to do is go through and you can click all these different effects. As you can see, is working. I didn't really load into the game yet, but you can kind of look at my screen and tell that the different effects are working, right? So you can go through and make your own custom graphic settings and presets and things like that. You know, just make something that makes your game look real good. You can mess around with it. If you're having performance issues, though, there is a performance mode. You can check that, and it will make the effects load at I guess lower quality and kind of save you some FPS. All right, so that is how you get an ENB to work and you get a Reshade to work at the same time on GTA 4. All right, this is the way that I do it. All right, so now for my people who are using the automatic downgrader. So I have an automatic downgraded version of GTA 4 right here, okay? I just used it in the automatic downgrader, and I just installed a ice enhancer, 3 natural ENB inside of it. Now I'm gonna install Reshade, okay? So we're gonna double click here, right? We are going to look for our GTA iv.exe file. So it is gonna open you up somewhere on your PC. All right, so when you click here, let me go back. When you open this up, you're gonna see Reshade set up at the top. Come down here and click browse. It's gonna open you up somewhere in your PC. All right, you're gonna have to find where GTA 4 is installed. So your GTA 4 directory, you're gonna have to find that in your PC. Okay, so in my PC right now, I have GTA 4 installed in my video games folder. So I went to video games, right? And I went to Steam app, Common, Grand Theft Auto 4, and Grand Theft Auto 4 again. And then I found my GTA directory, okay? So when you find your directory, this file is what you want to look for, all right? So it's this GTA IV file. You want to double click that file and then click next, okay? Now, if you have an ENB installed, then you're going to use this right here, all right? You're going to click DirectX 10, 9, I'm sorry, you're going to click DirectX 10, 11, and 12, all right? Now, if you don't have an ENB installed, then you just use this top one up here, okay? But since we are using an ENB, and most of you will be using the ENB, we're going to go ahead and click next. All right. Then if you want to get different custom shaders and things like that, then you would want to go through and select these. If you want everything, you can just click uncheck all and then recheck everything again, and then you click next and it'll download everything. Now for this video, that'd be too long to wait for all those to load up. So we just gonna do these few right here, right? So let's just do this, and then we have the standard effects here. Okay, so let's click next, and then boom. So if you look inside your directory, you will see Reshade, Reshade preset, and Reshade shader. So that's how you know that it worked. Okay, so you can double click here, play GTA IV, and we can launch it and test and see how this works. All right, as you can see, AMB pop up real big across the screen. So you see the AMB is loading and the reshade at the top is loading. So if we click home on our keyboard, we're gonna open up the reshade tab. All right, you're gonna click continue here. This is just gonna skip all of the reshade guides and stuff. So hit finish, and then now you can select different reshade tabs and things like that when you get in the game, or shaders. I'm sorry, not the tabs. I'm gonna tell you about the tabs in a second. So you can see here that they work and they will look a certain way in the game. Now, these are the different reshade tabs. So these are like the settings and things like that. You can go in and customize to your liking, you know. So that is all based on you, okay? That is your personal preference. I cannot help you set up how you want your keybinds and things like that, all right? So, yeah, that is how you do that, man. All right, y'all. And a new mod folder I just added because I forgot to add it earlier. As you saw, I did not have this. But if you go to extra mods to use, right? If you go back to that folder, you will find gang member skins in here. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to install that real quick. That is real quick and easy. So we are going to need OpenIV to install this. All right, so let's go to OpenIV, of course. Make sure you have edit mode on, of course, right? And then what you want to do is you want to go to PC, models, CD images, and then you want to look for this. What's that say? Component ped. Check that out. So you go inside of here. So you go inside of here and you take, let's come over here to Afro American Games. Now let's extract it real quick. Okay, so let's extract files here. Extract, extract. All right, let's get rid of all that. Now when you open it up, it's gonna look like this. Okay, so you're gonna see a whole bunch of just names. All right, you're gonna see M_Y Jaff, hi 2, hi 3, all that type of stuff, right? So what you want to do is you want to drag and drop all these files. So select all of them and drag and drop them over inside of the component ped img here. Okay, now when you do that, all these gang members will be installed. All right, now I'm not gonna do it here because I already have my own custom gang members in, and I don't want to mess those up. So same thing with this. All right, so it's the Jamaican gang, so it's gonna look the exact same. Open it up, extract here. I'm gonna let it extract. Okay, when you open it up, it's gonna look the exact same inside. You're just gonna highlight all of these files in here and drag and drop them straight over inside of the component ped.img. Okay, and that is how you install those. So, all right, y'all. Now to the last mod in the King of the Streets pack. All right, and it is called New Safe Houses. So, what this mod does, basically, it just adds a whole bunch of different safe houses in the game. Um, it gives you the option to spawn at these safe houses too when you first load in, right? So you can kind of pick and choose a spawn point across the map. It's just cool, bro. It's one of my favorite mods in this game, man. Also, some safe houses come with helicopters too, so that way y'all can have a helicopter when you spawn. So, how this mod works though. So this is a script mod, okay, but it is not. You don't put it in the scripts folder, all right. You just place it inside of the directory here, where everything else is, right here, right. So, let's go ahead and extract this. So, come over to the King of the Streets pack, right, and inside of extra mods to use, go to New Safe Houses, Files, and we're gonna extract this real quick. Let's do extract here. X. All right. Now we got the new safe house mod. So as you can see, it's just one ASI file. You just want to drag and drop it inside of your directory here, not inside of the folder, just inside of this directory here. Now, before y'all do that, I really think you guys should go inside of the game, right? And if you're playing the base GTA 4, go ahead and drop off Roman and hit that save point where you're inside of the apartment and it's showing you around the apartment, right? Walk down the stairs, go outside, okay? And when you go outside, you know how it kind of freezes you and it shows you that you park cars in front of your house and different things like that. Tells you about the hot dog stand, whatever it's doing, right? That type of stuff. So let all that play out first and then come back and install this. And I say that because sometimes the game will glitch if you install this in and you don't do what and watch all those cutscenes and things like that. All right. So I don't know how it works with the Ballad of Gay Tony, but for this base GTA 4, do that first, okay? Um, Actually, I think it disables missions completely. So if you were to even use this, I don't think Roman would even spawn when you first get in the game. Okay, so you make sure you do that. And how you install this, you just simply drag and drop it over here. Okay, so that's that, and you will see it work. When you load in, it will be words all over your screen. You just press F1 on your keyboard. Okay, you press F1 and that will go away for you. And yeah, so that's how you use that, man. And that is the last mod here for this video, man. If I helped y'all out and if y'all enjoyed, if you watched all the way through, leave a like, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe. And yeah, man, we got more content on the way, y'all. Thanks for all the support and man, yeah, give me some feedback. You know, if I didn't go over something you needed, just let me know down below and I'll be reading the comments and different things like that. All right. So yeah, that's how you do that.